Hello everyone. I am going to work through this practice quiz so that if you want, you could follow along and listen to the solutions and how to solve. Otherwise, you could just skip to trying it by yourself and go to the answer key and check your work. And if you mess up on something, maybe watch that part of the video. It's up to you. This is just an optional addition to prepare yourself for the quiz. All right, so exponential functions. The first question says the function f of x equals 3 times 1.1 raised to the x power gives the length of an image after being enlarged by 10% x times. X is the number of times. We want to know for what the length of the image will be after it's been enlarged 4 times and round to the nearest hundredth. So those are the important parts. This is the equation that you're going to need. The rest is just the story. But notice, now that we know something else about writing these ourselves, 10% is 0.10. And since we know this is getting bigger, it's going to be 1 plus our rate of 0.1. And that's where that 1.1 came from. This 3 right here, that's the original length of it, 3 inches. It doesn't tell you that in the story, but we know that from our other work. So let's go ahead and solve this. We're really finding f of 4 here, which is 3 times 1.1 raised to the 4th power. So go ahead and pause the video, calculate on your calculator that value, and see if you get the right answer. Because a lot of this stuff is just plugging stuff in correctly into your calculator. So you should get 4.3923. Round to the nearest hundredth would be 4.39 inches. All right, next question is asking us to graph this exponential. So when we graph an exponential, we know it's going to be a curve. It's going to get closer and closer to this x-axis right here, but never actually touch or cross. So make sure you're paying attention to those things and being careful. So what we do for graphing is we're going to make a t-table and we're going to plug in positive and negative values for x, plug them into the equation to find the y value when x equals like -2 in this first case. So when I plug that all into my calculator, again, work on the calculator piece because sometimes that's the toughest part. And so when you plug that in, you should get 0.5. I'm going to go ahead and calculate the rest of them, pause the video, and then turn it back on and see if you got them right. All right, those are your values. So now we plot the points. -2.5, right there. -1, about right there. 0, 2, right there. 1, 4, and 2, 8. So now you have your exponential. You connect the points because we chose the values of x, and we could choose decimals, but it's already tough enough to graph the way it is. I'm going to try that again because my hand was a little shaky. There we go. All right. Next question. It says you invest $2,000 at a rate of 4.5% compounded. Look for that word. That's the more complicated formula. Compounded monthly. Okay. Find the value of the account after 3 years. So the equation that we're going to be using is the compound interest formula. And that one looks like A equals P times 1 plus your rate divided by the number of times compounded raised to the NT power in general. Okay, so now let's plug the things in. This is our P. This is our original amount. $2,000 is invested. And then we have 1 plus our rate. For our rate, we have to move the decimal over or divide by 100, which gives us 0.045. So we have 0.045 divided by the number of times it's compounded per year. It's compounded every month, so that would be 12 times a year. So we're going to put a 12 in here, and then we're going to raise it to the 12 times 3 power. All right, so there's your setup. That's your equation. That's what you should be. You're going to have to do that on the quiz, give the setup and then the answer. So now go ahead, pause the video, and see if you can come up with the correct answer. But remember that when you are typing this into your calculator, you need parentheses around the 12 times 3, or you can just put in a 36 there. You're also going to need parentheses around this, or you can go ahead and divide it And when you divide it, you get like 0.00375. Okay, and that's rounded. So if you round that to like 0.004, that's going to give you a different answer. So I would put in at least 3 decimal places, or actually probably 4 for this. So maybe you could round to 0.0038. Okay, but go ahead and calculate the answer and then start the video again. So your answers can vary, okay? So depending on if you type in the whole fraction, that's going to give you a more accurate answer. So you would get approximately $2,288.50. Okay, that's if you use the whole entire fraction, I believe. So, or maybe just all the 0.300375. If you use the whole decimal, that's what you'll get exactly. Okay, if you round to like 0.004 or 0.0038, let's even go 0.004, that's going to give you a much larger answer. You get $2,309.10. So you should probably be somewhere in between those two values, or one of those two values. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. And now it says a new computer is valued at $1,200 and it loses 20% of its value per year. Find the value after 4 years. So now here's a keyword where it's saying loses. It's losing value. So now it's going to be the depreciating kind, where you have you have your original amount and you have 1 minus your rate. Oh, it's not a very good R here. 1 minus your rate that you're going to have to plug in and then raise it to the T. So my setup, again, my computer right now is worth $1,200. Okay, so that's my A. So 1,200, and then I have 1 minus my rate of 20%. My decimal's right here right now. So this decimal moving over is going to be 0.2. And then I raise it to find the value after 4 years. So I put a 4 in here. Okay, so when we calculate that out, that should give us, now our computer is worth $491.52 when we calculate. All right, again, you could feel free to stop anytime you want. I'm just going to go through these last 2 questions for those that want some extra review. All right, next question. The population of Mathtown is modeled by the equation. How long will it take the population to grow to this amount right here? Okay, right now it's only 1,500. So this would be a guess and a check one, where we would put in different values of X, like maybe 10 years, or then maybe go back and see 5 years or whatever. So since this one is, we're not going to have it on this quiz, we will have one like this on the test at the end of the week, but I'm just going to skip that from now, and you can see the answer key for the solution. Let's go to the last question, half-life. The half-life of cobalt-60 is approximately 5.25 days. Find the amount of cobalt-60 left after from a 30-gram sample after 42 days. Okay, so this is our half-life. Half-life looks like this. It's just that our T is a little more complicated. So our original amount we have is 30 grams. So we start with 30 grams. It cuts in half every 42 days. So after 42 days, it's cut in half once. 84 days, it's cut in half twice, etc. Okay? Oh, sorry, no, the half-life is 5.25 days. So after 5.25 days, it's cut in half once. After 10.5 days, it's cut in half twice, etc. So to find the number of times it cuts in half, we take the 42 days and we divide it by 5.25. Now, your one on your quiz probably won't be this complicated, but it doesn't matter. All you have to do is take 42 and divide it by 5.25. And that gives you 8. So you raise it to the 8th power. Okay? So now pause the video, calculate it out, and you should get 0.1172 grams, or 0.12 grams if we round to the nearest hundredth. All right, well, good luck, review your notes, and then go to the quiz. Have a great